Hello students, greetings of the day. I am Swati Mishra. I am going to take your English grammar grade 8. The first chapter is sentences and phrases. Sentence. Examples are here. But before that, what is the definition of sentences? A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense by itself. It means that if you are going to put any group of words but it is not making any sense, then it is not a sentence. It should make a meaningful sense. The examples are here. John works hard. I like to read books. So it makes sense. Features of the sentences. A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. It begins with a capital letter. It ends with a full stop, an exclamation mark, or a question mark. So these are the features that a sentence is a full of group of words and it makes complete sense. The first letter is always capital, and at the end of the sentence it depends on the sentence which type of sentence is that. If it is interrogative, then we will put question mark at the end of the sentence. If it is an exclamatory sentence, then we will put an exclamation mark. If it is imperative or assertive sentence, then we will put full stop at the end of the sentence. Parts of sentence. The sentences the sentence is divided into two parts, subject and predicate. You can see the example here. Roma reads a book. So Roma, it's a subject, reads the book, it's a predicate. Second example, the old palace is considered haunted. The old palace, it's a subject here, is considered haunted, it's a predicate here. Every sentence has two parts, namely a subject and a predicate. Subject is the first part of the sentence that names what the sentence is about. Predicate is the second part of the sentence that says something about the subject. So this is Roma and the old palace. This is the first part of the sentence. Reads the book is considered haunted. It is the second part of the sentence that is known as predicate. The third example here, all the boys are in the ground. So subject, all the boys, that is the first part of the sentence. Are in the ground, that is the second part of the sentence. To identify the verb, you can ask the question by using what and who, and you will get the answer subject. Object. Now, what is object? First of all, look at the example here. I throw a ball. It makes complete sense. I sing a song. You should learn swimming. You can see some underlined words. A ball, a song, learn swimming. If I will not put these words, if I say like this, I throw, I sing, you should. So it is not making sense. It means that these verbs, throw, sing, learn, these are all transitive verbs. It means it requires an object. So here object, what is the definition of the object? When the verb in the predicate is a transitive verb, it required an object to complete its sense. For example, when we say I throw, it does not make complete sense. The verb throw requires an object such as a ball to make complete sense. The next topic is direct and indirect objects. Example, the teacher gave sweets. You can see that the underlined words gave, sweets. Gave here it's a verb, sweets here it's an object. The teacher gave sweets to the children. Here the verb gave takes two objects, sweets and the children. The noun answering what after the verb is called the direct object of the verb, that is known as sweets. The noun naming the person for whom something is done is the indirect object of the verb. The hint is given here. Ask what after the verb for the direct object and ask for whom or to whom after the verb for the indirect object. Thank you, class. The complement. When the verb in the predicate is an intransitive verb, it requires an additional word or words to complete its meaning. The word or group of words required to complete the predicate is called a complement. Look at the examples here. The baby was alert. People are in the hall. You can see the circle words alert, in the hall. These are known as complement. Intransitive verbs are those which do not have an object.